YMCA has several locations throughout the Merrimack Valley, including Lawrence. Here, Steve Ives, who is the CEO and president of the Merrimack Valley YMCA, discusses the Lawrence branch as well as the exciting expansion at the Andover, North Andover YMCA branch.
Really about making sure that the Y is accessible and that folks from Lawrence who really need the opportunities to be physically active to support their families feel like they can find the Y and the Y is there for them. So we've just done a rate reduction for Lawrence-only residents to make sure that our pricing matches up with the capacity to pay more closely with folks from Lawrence, and just rolling that out and trying to do a lot of advertising and marketing about that. Our goal is to make sure that people from Lawrence, that we're meeting the affordability threshold for people from Lawrence. So that Lawrence-only membership just rolled out in January, and we're hopeful that it'll help us to engage more folks in the community in that facility. So we've got a music clubhouse there. We've got teen programs that have 200 to 300 teens in them. We have high school kids stopping in every day to play basketball. We've seen a huge jump in our teen membership just in the last 2 months. So we're very excited about how that's going to help us be a better resource for the community going forward. We also have a strong and large child care program at the Lawrence YMCA, both school age and preschool child care, and are beginning to do more and more and partnering with others around making that Y a real educational center. We're hoping that as this transformation begins with the Lawrence schools, that the Y will be a significant player and a supporter and a supplementer, if you will, of all of the initiatives around the after school, bridging the achievement gap, but also in the summer months. We've got 2 camps up on Lake Winnipesaukee and a day camp in Salem, New Hampshire, and the capacity to do a whole lot more when it comes to the summer learning gap that happens that people are talking a lot about, how learning drops off or reduces. So last summer we started and have been running a Smart Hoops program, which really links some educational time with playing basketball and being on teams in the afternoon. We think that I believe that what's exciting about the Y, kids and people like coming there because it's cool. We got swimming pools, we've got basketball, we got the fun. It's safe and it's fun, and that we can use that as a platform to address the most important issues in Lawrence. YMCA requires subsidy, so having a strong Andover YMCA, strong camping programs, and that allows the Merrimack Valley YMCA to continue to invest in and affect important issues in the city of Lawrence. And everyone in our organization gets that. It's the social enterprise model. So, rather than just thinking about how do we affect Lawrence and trying to make that work with grants and foundations, we supplement that with an institution that has sustainable revenue sources and has a sustainable business model. So that's a big piece of what this investment is. So if you think from a business standpoint, we're investing in that asset that has the capacity to produce more for the overall institution. Early investors, including our board and trustees and the leadership staff of the YMCA that have committed to this. We have several large donors who have given anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million. So with those early dollars, we've gone through the schematic design. We've hired our architect. We have a construction manager. All the pre-work is being done to position ourselves to be able to put a shovel in the ground this year and have this building open by the end of 2013. More we get from charitable dollars, the more goes back to affecting issues in Lawrence and other communities over the long run.
Next, Lawrence Public Library Director Maureen Nimmo talks to me about the hidden jewels that you'll find at the Lawrence Public Library.
Yeah, North Branch Libraries, 51 Lawrence Street, right across from the Common and the old high school. We are open during the week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 9. Thursday 9 to 5. Monday through Thursday 9 to 9. Friday 9 to 5. We are not open in the weekends currently because of strictures in the budget. However, we do have the South Lawrence Library, which is open now Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, 10 to 5. The South Lawrence Library is obviously a great deal smaller than this facility in North Lawrence, but we try to have all the same services available to both sides of the river, and anything that we have in one place we can get to you from the other, and it's very simple. As a matter of fact, on that note, from either library or from your own home, you do have the availability of all the libraries, not only in our library consortium, which is the group including Lowell, Haverhill, out to the beaches in the north, but really our library guide user has access to all the libraries in Massachusetts. So a user has the right to have any of this material. Each library is buying its own DVDs, and all of that combined into a great pool of DVDs, which are available to all members. So effectively speaking, at no cost, any one of the users of any of the libraries in the consortium has available to them pretty much any popular, contemporary, or not even mainstream. There's a lot of, if you like, indie sort of films and such available. But it's a vast number. And the same is true with the books and magazine subscriptions. When you get each community coming in, and some of the things obviously we'll all buy together, like a very popular book or DVD. But some things are just more popular in one community than the other. But they're all out there for everybody. You know, we also have a full program of children's activities going on in our. On Fridays, we have classes coming in. We have story hours in English and Spanish. During the summer, we have a whole summer reading program open to all the children in the community. And we bring in musicians, magicians, animal acts, all sorts of things, and they take place in the auditorium in the library. We also have a tremendous classical music series that goes on through the fall, where we bring in top name acts from the area to perform on our Steinway piano and with their own instruments as well. One of our finest ones is the Homework Help Tutor.com program, and this is something I'm particularly proud of. It's really a brilliant state-of-the-art program. The way it works is it's set up to help students starting from first grade level up to first year of college, really. And it's also good for adults for going back and reviewing material for other kinds of tests they're taking. Available through the website, including Learning Express, which just briefly is a program for test preparation for all the vast array of, and ever-growing apparently, array of standardized tests, including the SAT, the GED, GRE, a whole barrel of professional license and military entrance exams, nursing prep exams, all of those things that are out there. Online would be our Power Languages, which is it's a language learning device featuring English, Spanish, French, German, and I believe it's Mandarin. And you can go through the introductory and intermediate levels in all these languages in a series of self-regulated lessons and they're available, by the way, also through your computer at home. All you have to do is go onto our webpage. The library has passes for not only the Museum of Fine Arts, the Science Museum, the Children's Museum, the Discovery Museum, but also a new sports museum that's opened in the old Boston Gardens. We have walking tour of Boston, a whole selection of those available. We also have the two zoos. Okay. All you need to get usually a 4-person entry into one of these places is just to be a Lawrence Library card holder. That you come into the library and show something that has your street address on it. It doesn't even have to be. It doesn't have to be a driver's license either. It can be anything as simple as a bill that might have arrived at your house or a letter, anything like that, and then something with a picture ID on it. And again, that can be anything. We just do this, it's to protect people, to make sure that people are not using your identity. But it's very simple, it costs nothing at all, and all of the programs we have are available free.
Coming up, Bob Ingala and Ana Rodriguez talked to me about the new expansion that is taking place for the Greater Lawrence Family Health Centers facility at the Lawrence General Hospital.
This is the ribbon cutting ceremony for our fifth site. This is the Greater Lawrence Family Health Center's fifth site in Lawrence. The uniqueness about this site is it's located within Lawrence General Hospital. And so the collaboration between the hospital and the health center is just an example of other areas where we're working together to enhance access for our patients. Hopefully, over time, our patients will see this as a great alternative to the emergency room. And as everyone knows, the use of emergency room care is significantly more costly than primary care. And a number of our patients access the care here at the hospital through the emergency room. And to Diane Anderson's credit, the CEO of the hospital, she's been working very closely with us to ensure that our patients have adequate access. And so we hope this site eventually will become a new access point for patients who will have the access to ancillary services here in the hospital, but be able to see a primary care clinician from our health center here at the hospital as well.
Only expands the possibility of providing the services right there for everybody in the community. Right now, this site is for the women, the GYN, and it just provides them with the opportunity to get the service they need right away rather than being waiting in the emergency room. They can come here and then they can be seen by their providers in the emergency room. Then you'll be walked to this area so that you can be seen by your primary provider. That will reduce expenses for the state. As we know, going to the emergency room is really costly versus coming and being seen by your provider right here in this building. And then it would avoid for the individual to leave the building and go to another site, like you said, one of the other sites. It's just walking inside the building and coming here. It's just amazing. And it would expand our ability to provide services to more people too, because it opens up for other sites to take other patients in.
We have 4 primary care sites plus this one in Lawrence right now. We have 112 exam rooms. The health center has been operating since 1980. We currently have about 45,000 patients who we provide care to. About 80% of them actually come from Lawrence. The other 20% come from the surrounding communities. We're the 6th largest employer in the community. We have 575 employees. We also have over 100 physicians on staff.
Finally, Rick Hogan gives me a tour of the Greater Lawrence Sanitary District located in North Andover. Here you find out what happens when you flush.
We're serving homes, we're serving commercial businesses, we're serving industries, basically anything in our service area. So anything that goes down their drain as far as their toilets, laundries, showers, sinks, you name it, it all comes down and enters into the community sewer systems. Now, each community has its own sewer system. Lawrence has its that it's responsible for, and likewise for the other communities. So once it enters the sewer system, it'll pass through the individual community sewer system and will flow generally in the direction of the Merrimack River. On both sides of the Merrimack River, there are very large sewers, 8 to 9 foot in diameter, that receive all this wastewater that comes from all these different sources in the area. It's conveyed to a large pump station, which is located on the south side of the river, and from there it comes up to the treatment plant for treatment. And our job is to basically get it clean enough so it can be discharged to the Merrimack River. Back before 1970s, it all went direct into the river, and you can imagine the kind of pollution you saw back then. Now, our area, as well as all the other big communities in the up and down the river, now have treatment plants and are cleaning up the water so that the river quality is a lot better than it used to be. The plant was originally started operation in 1977. There was about a 4-year construction project originally to construct the plant. Started up in 77 and has seen a lot of modifications since that time. As you mentioned, the plant does serve 5 communities in the area: Lawrence, Methuen, Andover, North Andover, and Salem, New Hampshire. And just recently, we started providing service to a small section of Drake and Mass. This is our largest community in terms of flow and loadings to the plant. Lawrence right now accounts for just around maybe 38 to 40% of the total flow coming into the plant, and then Methuen being next, and then the other communities following on. So Lawrence is definitely the biggest community. Lawrence is also an important community in another way because of what's called combined sewers. Because of that particular type of sewer, Lawrence has particularly high flows and loadings during wet weather like we're having today. The GLSD itself has about 40 to 45 employees. I think right now we're around 42 or 43 employees. We also have one particular facility. It's a heat drying facility. We own it, but we have a private contractor that operates it called New England Fertilizer Company, and they have about a dozen employees as well operating that particular facility.